Well, hi Martin, it's
Hello.
lovely to see you, and everyone at theonering.net will be very excited to see this.
Thank you.
This final film.
Yeah.
This seems to be a role that sort of goes on forever. Is it strange to keep coming back to it?
No, not really. I mean, it's very pleasurable to come back to it on a sort of yearly basis and kind of talk about it and remember it and actually, well, see it, you know. Because obviously, as you'll appreciate, we don't see it till just before you do. You know, I mean, it's not like we've been sitting on it for months and wait till we hit them with it. You know, I saw it the first time, you know, Sunday night. So it's nice to be able to talk about it fresh like that and remember things that you did. You know, because you forget. You know, we stopped doing it a year and a half ago. So there are scenes in the final film that I had no recollection of shooting whatsoever. So it's kind of a little memory jogger for us.
I wanted to ask you about your sort of physical manifestation as Bilbo. A lot of the comedy, like say for example The Barrels Out of Bond, really reminds me of Buster Keaton.
Yeah.
And I wondered if that sort of classic comedy was an inspiration to you.
Well, it certainly was to Peter.
Yeah.
You know, Peter is a huge Buster Keaton fan, and he actually referenced Buster Keaton during that sequence. So, I mean, I love Buster Keaton. I love comedy, and I love old comedy. I'm getting my kids into Laurel and Hardy at the moment, actually. But yeah, Buster Keaton was a specific reference point for Peter on that because he's a fanatic on him. Yeah.
How did you enjoy your first foray into Shakespeare when you were doing your Richard III, which I came to see, but you were, alas, ill the night
I'm
that
sorry.
I was there?
Sorry, yeah, I did my back in. I missed 4 performances, which I've never done, and I was very embarrassed about, but there was no way around it. I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. It was very, very tiring and injury-inducing. But yeah, I loved it. I couldn't quite believe I hadn't done Shakespeare professionally before, you know, because I'm doing it all the time in youth theatre and drama school. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah.
Would you like to do more?
At some point, yes. Not yet.
What is next for you? More Sherlock, presumably?
Yeah, Sherlock. I think that's what's next. Yeah, yeah, which we always love coming back to. It's kind of like this. It's having these two things running dually. You know, having sort of Bilbo and John Watson at the same time is a very, very lucky combination for an actor.
Is it surprising to you that John Watson has become so sort of iconic? It's not a character that one would assume was going to be a huge fan favourite.
No, true. Well, I suppose just in Stephen and Mark's envisioning of it, it's a bit more on parity than it is in our collective conscious, I suppose. Because obviously you think of Sherlock, you know, and it's called Sherlock. It's his show essentially. But yeah, they've kind of evened it up a little bit more in our version, which is obviously great for me because it's just more interesting to play. You know, I don't just want to be the guy in the background going, "Oh, I say Holmes," you know. He's got a much more to do, which is lovely.
Well, Martin, the film is fantastic. I
Thank you.
cried more than I thought I would. I keep saying that in these interviews, but I really was.
Yeah.
So, especially the parting with the dwarves. That's such a
it's a nice scene,
moment.
isn't it? I don't mean what I'm doing in it, but it's a lovely. Yeah, it is a lovely scene. It's a nice scene as written as well, and it did feel. In the shooting of it, it felt, you know, when I see all my people who've become my friends for real, and you know, Bilbo's friends fictionally, it was like, yeah, this is quite a moment. Yeah.
We're hoping to host a party in February. I'm going to give you that if I may.
Thank you.
The One Ring, and for all our fans.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
and the fans of The Hobbit. And so if you're around in LA in February.
Thank you. Well, I know you are all very, very good with that. The One Ring. Yeah, and you're staunch supporters of ours, and it's been lovely that you've been so nice about the film. Well, the films, you know, because I know. What's been really good about this is that Tolkien fans, generally speaking, I've never come across anyone in the street who's a Tolkien fan who's been sniffy about the films. I think that what's been recognised is that the people at the helms of the, you know, Fran, Phil and Peter are huge Tolkien fans, you know. It's not sort of been hijacked by people who don't really care about the source material, you know. And that's important, I think, you know.
Well, it's been a fantastic journey for us all,
Well,
so thank you very much.